Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Build Life from Oak Hill Works. How are we all doing this evening? I hope you are well. Isn't it good when my microphone kicks in time? So yeah, we're back with South Park Quarry, which I have placed some trees on because trees. Did that sound like a clown car horn to anyone else? That would be my microphone kicking in late. It does that when I'm recording sometimes, and I have to re-record videos 3 or 4 times because it misses off the start of my hello everybody. Sometimes I don't catch that it's done it. Sometimes it starts normally with the start of the hello and then drops and misses the end of the hello and picks back up, and it's like, what are you doing, microphone? I mean, I think it's actually Streamlabs' fault, but you know, we'll go with blaming the microphone. Good evening, Heritage Railway Productions. How are you? I hope you are well. So yes, I say we have some trees. So our view of the Fiddle Yard exit is well and truly blocked. We are also joined today by a new arrival to the layout, which has literally just had couplings put on it because professional streamer. And yes, of course, it is a terrier. What else could it be? It is, in fact, the new terrier. I've finally given in and got a new Hornby Terrier. Mainly because someone came into the shop to part exchange one. And, well, I wasn't going to say no, was I? Will you be changing her name? It's possible that it will become Hailsham and replace my current model of Hailsham. There is a chance it will stay as Leadenhall because Leadenhall did work Eastbourne to Hailsham in the 1890s. So, but yeah, I think the most likely outcome is that it will become Hailsham and replace my old model, and my old model will get a new name of yet undecided. But yes, so it is here, it is DCC fitted, and it now has scale couplings, which, that's it, you stall on the points, which you can't see dangling down because they are up on the footplate, because the weight of them is too heavy at the moment, because the hooks are being held in with araldite and are still wet. Like a terrier. A surprise. You say that as if I've got 14 of them. Okay, but I might actually have 14 of them, that's not the point. Wonderful run, I'm very impressed with it. And for the £30 I paid, blooming good value. But we are not here for terriers, we are here for scenery. And a terrier sat under some trees. That's scenery because trees. So we shall turn the layout off. And we shall actually have a look at the scenery. So the shed is put where we decided it would go last time. Doors now held on with blue tack rather than lean in so they didn't fall over. The coal stage is in roughly the right position. So I've added trees, and I want to know everyone's thoughts and opinions on the trees and where they are. I don't think I'll get another one in on this side, so that will have to stay one at the maximum. I in fact think it needs a bit cutting out and moving closer to the shed personally. And I have already had some feedback that this one should perhaps lose the back and move closer to the back scene. Lovely terrier. Ruston looks amazing too. Thank you. I tell you what, at the moment, the Ruston is my favourite shunting loco. I have had this layout sat in the living room all week and I have just been shunting constantly. The Ruston runs so beautifully on it. Telepathically sends my thoughts to Gary. Saves you typing them out. So yeah, that is my thought on the trees. I hope everyone else likes them because I think they do look quite nice there and give some relief amongst the back scene, which is already quite tree-like. Although I had this down, this came down to club with me on Monday, and people seeing it in real life said the back scene looks 3D, so that is good. A bit of actual relief shall help. So yeah, on the agenda for tonight is we want to get a roof on this, and we want to get a water tower in here, which I think are both good goals. So if we could do that, that'd be grand. Oh, and modify the doors to the shed. But first, I will remind you all that hydration is important. But since we're doing stuff like that, it's probably best I take the stock off the layout. Because it does have a full rake of wagons on it and everything as well. This is in fact the setup from the last time I shunted it on, well, yesterday morning in fact. But yeah, these should probably all come off for now. I'd love to say I'll stick them on my shelf for stock, but I don't actually have a shelf for stock. I just have a shelf that I've covered in stuff. It's supposed to be for tools. But yeah, this week has been, can you put them on Brighthelmstone? I mean, theoretically, yes. The problem is, Brighthelmstone is quite high up. So it's getting to it and seeing what I'm doing. Because I'm not very tall. So they can stack on my shelf. And yes, I do mean stack. The opens all have wagons inside them. But yeah, Sophia, you'll be glad to know that makes 3 terriers I've picked up this week. Because I'm good like that. But not all my loco purchases have been terriers. I don't think we had this last week. I have picked up a DJH Brighton C2 kit. Future projects, woo. And I might have had it last week, but who knows? You lot probably. So yeah, that leaves us now with an empty layout ready to start work. So, first things first, let's do some work on the shed. Let's get the doors modified to how we planned. Although not stuck on, I think we'll save sticking the doors onto the building until after it's all painted. For which I am currently working on getting good at painting sandstone. I'm not there yet. But I do have some practice pieces that I'm practicing on. It's too yellow at the moment, as you can tell. We're going for a match to the ballast. which I don't know if it's going to show on camera, is slightly more yellow in the pot than through the pot. But yeah, so we want this door in here. What have I done with my cutting? That would be useful about now. I have no clue. But also, the doors, as they are too tall. We go back over here, whilst I remember this so we can actually do something about it. If I put the doors on, that's never going to close because, you know, there's the track in the way. So we actually want to lose the bottom of the doors as well. And I'm sure that was IEG. Closer to it than Hornby's new Terrier is. Losing the bottom of the doors will be a pain, so we can see the inside of this one, and we're going to lose this beam across the bottom. And possibly a bit more. But there's not really much I can do about that other than lifting the shed up. And whilst I could lift the shed up, I've then got to blend the scenery around it, and I just think it would be easier to cut the bottom of the doors off personally. And it's already tall enough as it is. Good evening, Alexander. How are you? I hope you are well. Before I do that though, I'm going to change the blade on this because I've just been using this to cut the buffer beam on the new Terrier, which is metal. So it might be quite blunt now. This of course means having to like find my knife blades. Have you seen all the knife blades in the world? If so, please call. I'm supposed to cut the bottom of the doors off. I'm alright, thanks. Went to Sheffield Park Civilian today. Bought me a lovely Brighton book from Atlantic House. 32424 is coming along nicely. Excellent! Excellent indeed. That all sounds very good. What book did you buy yourself? Aha! Knife blades. Lots of knife blades. Goes into the used sharps box. Seems like a strange design choice for the doors to be full length on the kit. It does rather. You would think at the very least there would be a cutout for the track. But no, there is not. I've returned knackered with 5 years registered. Dog got converted to kids, Mercy and Peckett from Alex, and a day on Audrey's Railway. Welcome! What a fantastic haul that sounds like. All the stuff that's been waiting for you to finally collect it. The book I bought was Brighton Line Album by R.C. Riley. Ah, excellent. I've got a copy of that. Very good it is too. Well, how are we? Good evening, Red. How are you? I hope you are well. So, door chopping time. I'm going to line that up where it wants to be. Mark it with a car. That is a huge amount that needs to come off there. I don't suppose I've got my ruler that I can actually measure with around here, do I? No, don't be silly. Why would I be prepared like that? That's 6mm I need to take off the bottom of that to get it to clear the track. Fine, thanks. Had a fun day at Classic Car Show with my dad. Excellent. This is the sort of thing we like to hear. Now we're going to take that off the layout now that we've marked it. That's a good chunk of door going there. And it's not that far above the track now. Probably could have lost a little bit less, but not much. Gonna say it, that is bad design kit. No way should you have to chop that much door off the bottom. It's like it wasn't actually designed with track in mind. No, I quite agree. Obviously, there's a bit of extra height from the underlay, but I don't really feel that's an excuse in this case. Even all black mark for me for being late. Oh, that'll never do, Paderborn. Never do. We can't be having that. But welcome. How are you? I hope you are well. So Hastings Pride today, so the only modelling I did today was me. Excellent. I hope you've had a good time. Does anyone have an ally flag emoji? Ask YouTube. Maybe YouTube has one. Type a colon and then start typing things like ally flag and stuff. YouTube might have one. Two doors the same size. Whoa, hey, that's what we were after. Just discover the footsteps on this horse spots for different length on each side in order to clear the brake lever. I mean, yeah, it makes sense, but yeah, not what you'd expect. Ideally, I now want to put something in here to replicate the beam across the bottom. We might do that at some point, but first I've got a door to fit. And to do that, I first need to remove the frame around the door. Well, it being one of those kits where it's a load of standard parts made up that can do multiple kits and they're all designed for as many as possible, I did discover that this kit in fact has yet another door in it. Who made this kit again? Wheels or ratio? I can't remember. Yes, it was one of those. Where's the instructions? Ratio. I just think of all these things as Pico these days, personally. But yeah, it's a ratio one. And then now we need a door hole in the shed door. Which is conveniently exactly 4 planks long, and now I've got the top marked. Oh look, there's something about a show here on the 16th and 17th of October. I can't imagine how that got in front of your eyes. It appears to be in Uckfield. You should definitely check it out. You know, if you're local. And if you're not local, you should get the overnight bus and come and check it out. Or from Scotland. Exactly, Linny. That's what I mean. Get the overnight bus. If you're not local. I don't think there's any way I'm getting the panelling on the inside of this door correct, no matter what I do. Luckily, it's the side that faces away from the audience. There's just no correcting that, is there? Bus from it. Yeah. Well, it's an imaginative journey, Paderborn. Might be a decent hangover cure on the 17th. I think it would be. I hear it's going to be a very good show, and I definitely don't have a list of all the layouts that are attended on my phone or anything. Definitely not. But there we go. Shed door has a door that will be stuck a bit like that. So let's do that. And let's drip some glue on the layout, because that's what we wanted to do, was drip glue on the layouts. Of course it was. There we go, no glue on the layout. Don't know what you're on about. So there's a good number of friends, many in this community, who are also best to show my support. Makes static grass less even, makes it more realistic. So I have some static grass for this layout from Javis, but this side won't be grass. But yeah, so there we go. We have an open door at last. Which means with the open door in place, we can actually site that where it's going to be sited. Well, hey. Even though the door will be way up here. Hopefully it won't look too airborne by the time it's all ground covered and stuff. Considering the size of my layout, I always have static grass figuratively coming out my ears. See, I no longer need to do stuff like that though, Red, because if I want static grass, I'm like, oh, I'll pick some up from work tomorrow. Real advantages to working in a model shop. Good old Javis was always a really good seller at the shop. Yes, Javis are great, aren't they? They're one of the companies I get along with as a supplier as well, which is nice. It's just a little airborne. It's still good. It's still good. Right. I am going to cut a strip of this. To about the same thickness as that. It's still going to be wrong. But it's going to be less wrong. Because it'll at least have that there. That being there means that such a professional with my camera angles tonight, aren't I? That being there means that this should obviously be at more of an angle coming down over here. I'm not going to that extreme. Never cut like this either. Gary's life tip. Cut away from yourself instead.
Always like the hedgerows for going quick and easy and so on.
I like most of their products. I also like the fact that when Hornby won't supply me with things like Humbrol paint, Javis always have it in stock. Which is good, because the amount of times I get an order from Hornby and it's light on the paint is a bit ridiculous.
And there we go. Once it's painted, it'll look slightly better.
And you know, what can we ask for more than slightly better?
Come on now, Hornby are by far the most helpful company out there when it comes to paint.
To be fair to Hornby, they're better than Pico.
Hydration is important. See photos of my KLR. Half the line size so far is lined with Javis hedgerows, literally also from their range. All those resin stone walls from Model Scene.
I've got some nice resin stone walls from Javis in stock at the shop, Red. Speaking of which, on a completely unrelated, I'm not sponsored, no one is paying me to say this thing. If you head over to traintimesmodelshop.co.uk, I do now have an online shop which includes my nice Javis resin walls. Don't think it's got anything else of their range on there at the minute, because it's far from complete. But the shop does now have a website, and no one is paying me to say that. I'm saying it off my own back. So go away, people who think I'm advertising and sponsoring and stuff. Are you Sam's Trains in disguise? No, I just like to give credit where it's due. Just looking round for a non-Hornby loco I can praise. I seem to be lacking in them. Oh god, maybe I am Sam's Trains in disguise. Oh wait, no, I'm not wearing slippers. It's okay. I have no slippers on. Stream choppy for anyone else, or is my internet dying? I mean, we've had some frame drops, but yeah. Don't for Alex, but the keyboard on my phone had a moment. Fair enough. Shield. Always a shield. It's almost often Charlie Bishop mentions Phoenix. Oh, Woodland Scenics by Bachman. Yes, I have a large range of wood. There's lots of Woodland Scenics on the Train Times website. I don't think any of it has pictures or descriptions, but it's there. Went a bit choppy for me. See, it's not just you, Alex, it's everyone. Right, so, doors are done. Wahey. First modification of shed bits for the evening. Oh, there's why my camera's so off. The thing's at the wrong angle on it. The camera is sitting different on the thing to usual, so I was putting it where I wanted it to be and it wasn't pointing the same way. It's a bit choppy here as well. It seems better now. Better is good. I approve of better. Yeah, I know. Right, there's the bits I'm after seeing. Don't be too shocked that I'm looking at the instructions, everyone. Woodland Scenics was also a very good seller, especially the ballast. Yeah. Their ballast is very popular. Although, again, I'll be using cars for this, which I got from C&L Fine Scale, because we do not stock it at the shop. So, you know, I'm not a total shill. I can tell you where I get things. Aren't cars a bit overscaled for ballast? It's not too bad. It is what I've used on the 009, and it's not the worst thing ever. Is that a good enough recommendation? Reading the instructions is cheating. Yeah, I know. I use ground up clay cat litter for ballast as it's cheap. That's fair. As long as it works, doesn't matter where it comes from. Imagination is great. Finding the stuff that I need. And wondering why my glazing has a bit of brass scraped to it. Not car. Ah, I see. This is what happens when I'm looking around for stuff and don't read chat properly. I'm good at that recently, aren't I? There's the other thing I was looking for. I think that's it. Don't even know what these bits are. Oh, they're the downpipe brackets. That's the words. See, I know words. Not use cat litter, obviously. Well, obviously. I've never heard anyone say destructions outside my family. I thought it was quite a commonly used one. So, roof time. We have a roof that sits in place on here and obviously needs cutting down. That roof also has a clerestory section, which is quite large compared to the size of the shed we've cut down. The question is Is it too large? I'm not sure. I think it might be all right. I shall wait to hear some expert feedback. God, I thought we were just strange. Well, more strange than I already thought. You're plenty strange, Alex. Don't worry. I also need to work out how much overhang this shed needs. It looks to be about half a tile. Which works out quite well because I've got some tiles lined up right on the edge there. Is that a question about the roof again? The question about the roof was, do we think the clerestory bit on it is too big for the shed this size since we've cut it down? And we should cut out the middle, or should we cut out the ends? Good evening, Andy. How are you? I hope you are well. I think we can probably get away with the clerestory at that length. I don't think it looks stupidly big. But I shall await your expert advice, everyone. I think it's fine. Those clerestory vents could be all sorts of lengths when you look at shed photos. That's the sort of thing I was thinking. It's still not as long as the shed, so it's probably all right. That's how I was feeling about it. My vote is cut the ends. Thank you, Andy. I'm just refilling the hydration vessel because the box says hydration is important and I've already gone through it once. But hydration is indeed important. So I want 2.5 tiles on each side of the shed roof. It's still bored. You might find you lose that vote. Mainly because the shed's already built. Well, no, you're not going to win that one, Red, unfortunately. So this is what he meant about his support being too much, Sophia. There we go. That looks plenty sensible to me. Or corrugated iron, no. There we go, there's no more bits sticking up on the ends now. We're not having corrugated roofs. Doesn't want to sit on there. Right, everyone, I'm jealous of my ability to cut straight lines freehand as well. Corrugated roof would be fine for a cheap built, lean-to style shed, hardly appropriate for a fine stone-built one. Exactly. So there we are. 2 roof pieces cut. Stay there, camera. There we go. It's like a real shed. Big barge board before... oh yes, I see what it means there. It would be kind of hard not to. That's also going to need cutting down. We've got a barge board for the side, which it says in the instructions there to cut this barge board for the side, to fit this barge board before fitting the gutter. Now, these holes in here are where the gutter goes into, so it would be quite hard to fit them the other way round, really, wouldn't it? But there we go. It might make sense to fit that before fitting the roof as well. Similar roof on a brick powerhouse, local login, railroad here in from the outside, the original 89 corrugated roof, not arguing for it, just saying. Interesting. Maybe they mean don't attach gutters to the barge board, then attach both to the building. Maybe. Maybe they mean that. That would make sense. I can't see what difference it would make, but it would make sense if that's what it means. That's not far enough. That cut I've done wants to be there. Wish I had that ruler for measuring now. Oh well. Straight edge covered in ink with most of its things missing for measuring it is. 5mm. There we go, fits wonderfully. Have you just chopped off the end where the drain pipe goes? No. The gutter runs all the way along. There's guttering all the way along it. And then the drain pipe attaches to that. I've got brackets here that go onto the wall, and the drain pipe goes into those and onto the bottom of the gutter. So the gutter will need chopping more centrally. I did consider lining this up and working it out so that the centre there was the centre, and I just figured it'd be too much like hard work. If I need to chop some new holes, drill some new holes for the gutter to pop into, I need to drill some new holes for the gutter to go into. You know barge board. I reckon I can get away without needing to do that though. Should really have cut the other one using that as a measuring template, shouldn't I? Never mind. I should turn this. No, I can't turn it that way up until I've cut these off. So let's cut these off. Then I can turn it this way up and not put so much pressure on it as I'm cutting the other bits off.
Kit bashing 101. If something no longer fits, cut, drill, slice, bend or melt until it does. Exactly. That is exactly how it works. See, Alex, you tell me you're no good at this, but you know it all. All that effort to do it in front of the camera and had the camera pointing the wrong way. Blooming typical. No, put it in practice when it all falls apart for me. that just means you need to cut, drill, slice, bend, or melt until it does. See? Oh, look, there's a link to the channel's website, which is not the shop's website, it is my website, where I occasionally do websitey things, and I really do mean occasionally. I very rarely do website things at the moment. Mainly because of time. That is significantly longer than this roof. Perhaps we'll be cutting it down once it's all on there. Or perhaps I've cut the roof too short, in which case we don't have any spares. The roof is one of only a few parts of this kit where we do not have spares. Because, I mean, if I'd have gone terrible with the doors, I've got another set of them there. And good evening, Kevin. How are you? I hope you are well. And good evening, Thomas. How are you? I hope you are also well. Welcome, all the peoples. Great, thanks. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Mind's willing, hands and eyes are useless. Well, I'd love to say I didn't know you were going to say that, but I kind of knew you were going to say that. That's the way round they go. I'll tell you what, considering this is the end I didn't cut down, this is where it's supposed to be. That's a really poor join. What are you modelling tonight? We are doing some more scenery to the layout, which at the moment we are working on the engine shed. We will hopefully have time to do something with the water tower, which is still packed up in its box. So hopefully that will go well. Tired, been up at Butley the last 2 days. Lots of walking, standing and chatting was worth the foot. Excellent. As long as you've had a good time, that is the thing that matters. There we go. That is barge boards on one side. Considering the doors, I'm very much not shocked the kit has a poor fit in places. Yeah, fair. Water tower looks great. Thank you, Kevin. We are going to be modifying it and making it slightly smaller, as it's a bit oversized for this layout, but hopefully should go well. It's okay, they're on this one, not the one that I'm leaning the glue against. You mentioned kit bashing. What model is that? This is the Ratio single track engine shed. It has been shortened down. It's originally, so it's 4 bays long as it comes. It's been shortened down to 3. We've also modified the shed door to put a door in the door and cut the shed doors down significantly from how big they were. So it's just having a few little touches to personalise it and make it right for this layout. I will show you why the cutting it down was so important. Let me just put the lid back on this glue quickly. So if I move those, the shed is designed to go here on this layout, and then we've got the coal stage and we've got to fit the water tower in. So we've not got a very long siding for all that, and by the time, you know, if the shed was a bay longer, the shed was coming up to about here. So moving everything down that much more, there just wasn't the room for it. And then there's the door we've put in the door so that the coal stage can be closer to the shed. Again, to save that little bit more room and to make everything look a bit cramped. Which is exactly what I'm going for here. Can't even see the joins. Nice job. Thank you. The joins are all the way down here. Hopefully will be completely hidden once it actually goes together and is painted and stuff. That's what I was trying to say, because it is very well hidden so far. Now, other than the bits of filler that's sticking out, you've got a long section where you can't see there's a join. Doing well there. Just destroying everything. It's fine. Glad I put the lid on that glue, since the pot is now sitting on its side with the nozzle over the tracks. Being poly cement, it would melt the sleepers.
So we attach the front barge boards now, and then we'll be about ready for that roof. I think I should probably cut these side barge boards down to line up with the ones on the front and back before actually putting the roof on though. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. Tiny, tiny amount of overhang on the barge boards. Didn't see where the other one went, that's a shame. I could have used those. Got 3 of them. My thoughts here is I could take these bits I've just cut off and ping them into my face. That's definitely what I was thinking. Not thinking that I could slot them into the gaps and use them as filler or anything. That one must have had a bit of glue in there that was still wet because it is stuck. It's amazing how they're all out by exactly the amount of that thickness, isn't it? That very much stinks of kit design problem to me. Probably also pinging bits of plastic support material into my face. As long as it's not just me, that makes me feel better. And how are you, Tom? I hope you are well. There we go, that is the barge boards filleted. So they won't look as terrible. Hydration is important, everyone. You are good? Excellent. Corrective lenses are not protective lenses. No, indeed.
I have glasses on that note, I just never wear them. Nothing fresh off the printer. This is all stuff I printed last week, but didn't have time to work on before I went away. At least you have stuff to work on. Because having modelling you can do is the best sort of having modelling. That one obviously hasn't stuck quite as well as I'd thought. That's the first one that went in and I couldn't get back out. No, they all still seem a bit too wet, so we won't be topping those off just yet. I'm just taking a break from all that plastic pinging, having built 5 four-wheeled coaches, 3 cattle wagons, 2 provender wagons, and 3 bogie wagons, including transfers and paint. Well now, that is a fair amount to build. I will eventually be taking a break from the plastic pinging to ping some white metal into my face instead, which, you know, great fun. Totally different to pinging plastic in my face, obviously. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Barge boards cut to length. As long as you have eye protection, great fun. I do indeed. The eye protection is hanging above my head. I think it's finally time we stick the roof on. And then we can start to keep the locos dry. And I say start to keep the locos dry because obviously this roof still has a massive hole in it at the moment. Being a professional, I don't think you forget an item like that. PPE is very important. We even have a command for it in the chat. PPE, because eyes are important. I'm not sure I like this idea of me being a professional though. No matter how true or not it is.
So this is actually starting to feel like a much more substantial building. It'd be great if I could stop knocking things off though, wouldn't it? And so with that added, we have almost a roof. So it'll start keeping the locos dry, but that big hole in the middle of it won't help. We've got some ridge tiles to add still as well. But I think they'll go on after the clerestory goes on. The roof looks good already. Thank you very much. Yeah, hope we can keep it looking good. There's the parts we need off that one for now. I'm going to need this sheet as well. I'll best get that out. There's the parts we need off that sheet for now. Seems to be a large hole. Yes, there is rather. That would be our vents and stuff going in there. This sheet has all sorts of weird random things in it. We've got some station poster boards here and here. We've got a relay box. Not quite sure what these bits are. Or those. They're brackets for something. I guess someone's been playing Hangman. Who knows? I cut the ridge tiles off here. I can get rid of these two sheets as well, and I've not got lots of excess bits hanging around in front of me. Good for the bits box, indeed. I say that those poster board bits will come in handy when it comes to Oak Hill 2. Which I'm hoping to get something done with soon. It won't be much because not all the track I need is available at the moment, but something. If I could get a bit of track in front of my posh station for taking photos on, that'd be great. Brackets are for
lights according to the product pictures. I assumed they would be lights or something. And speaking of, I did pick up and then lose from work. There we go. A load of LEDs. Because I'm thinking I might make all the lights on this layout, like, work. Just an idea. I don't know how useful that will be, because long term I'll probably build it a lighting rig over the top. Oak Hill 2 Electric Boogaloo. Yes, someone else that made that joke. Look, Alex, it's not just me that says Electric Boogaloo after everything. Well, yeah, everything that is number 2. Luke would be so happy if he were here to see that I'm not the only insane one. Oh no, he wouldn't. He'd be confused that someone else said something I say that he'd never heard of, but that's not the point. Do you mean just you? I've been doing it for years. Shh. I mean, it looked nice on the shelf, with the shed and a lamppost gently glowing of an evening. It would, wouldn't it? But my thinking is I will get the baseboard for Oak Hill 2 built soon. Not much else will be able to happen with it, but it will give me somewhere to store all the Oak Hill bits, like the station building and the shed and stuff, which are currently sat on the 009, which I can't use because it's covered in bits for Oak Hill. Including the old station building, which is available should anyone want it. Because I'd rather see it go somewhere that it will get used. The alternate, of course, is it will get cut up, because I can't store a station building that big. Poor 009. Exactly, Thomas. Exactly. Lord Circle of Doom again, why can't you just leave me alone? Oh, that's not good. I hope it hasn't come back for everyone. Woo, SW Horsebots complete. Fantastic. Storing 250 terriers. I only have 14 terriers. Hydration is important. Admittedly, this time last week I only had 11, so yeah. I mean, I had 11 here. The sale of one of the others was already agreed. Wow. My text is moving, but my picture is stuck in the front view of the shed. Oh, that's not good. Refresh. How much would you want for the station building? A good home is what I would want for the station building. And maybe the cost of postage. Up 3 from last count. Yeah, exactly. So the kit and how well it fits together, yeah? you can see there's a little bump on the bottom of this part here. I thought, what's that bump? Is that a locating lug or something? It's a very odd shape. No, it's the Ratio logo that is printed in such a way that it sticks below the bottom of the part. How's that for poor moulding of kit parts? But yeah, so club on Monday, I was there, already knowing I was picking up an old Dapol Terrier in improved engine green. So I bought that. And then someone else from club, who I was buying some parts from, said, do you want a Terrier as well? He had, what, 7 or 8 kits that I bought for him. And I said, sure, yeah, I'll have a Terrier as well. What livery is it? And, I mean, how could I say no to this one? It's very nice and very pretty. And, of course, is completely different to all my other Terriers. Need some work doing it to make it more LSWR. But that'll get done in time. And then, of course, there's the other one that I picked up at work yesterday. Because someone came in and asked if they could part exchange this for some track. And how could I say no to that? I let them part exchange it for some track, and instead of part exchanging it for some track, what I did, I let them choose the track they wanted. And then I ran that track through the till on my staff discount and kept the Terrier for myself. Good night, Kevin, if you can hear me. I assume you can't. It is a shame. Hopefully it will be working for you next week. So yeah, for those that haven't seen, you have now seen, I actually finally have a new Tooling Terrier. And it is so nice. But I do not intend on getting any more new Tooling ones, unless they come up for 30 quid again. Oh good, there's another good bit of mould in there on this one. The support, which of course is not really a support, is where the plastic feeds in. It's too far forward and goes over the front of the barge board here. Just wow ratio. Wow. See if it'll focus on this and you can see what I mean. There we go, you can see what I mean there. It's wonderful, isn't it? This one doesn't have it. And so it's only the one side they messed up doing that. I always thought ratio was good. This has shattered it. Yeah.
I've always held Ratio in quite high regard. This is obviously not one of their finer moments. Right, no, oh no, we got these bits to clean up still. Yeah, that went well. So I did that. Bit of flash on this one. It's fine, I don't mind flash, that's to be expected on old kits occasionally. That's poor Ratio, I thought you were good. Hydration be important and all that. Like, I can hold my mug at sort of the same angle as the camera is. So now we need to put it all together. Tell you what, this camera support feels loose tonight as well. I wonder if I've done something to knacker it. The answer is probably yes. So we build up our clear three, which we haven't cleaned up quite as well as we thought. To be fair, punching it in at least once a stream is... To be fair, punching it at least once a stream is suboptimal. Well, this is true. I could well have broke it doing that. It just feels a bit loose. It probably just needs the screws tightening up again. Which, the fact it's designed to move around and stuff, I expect the screws to get loose over time. Plus, it has to live with me. That's enough to put anyone's screws loose. There we go, Alex. You'll be pleased to know that's a very nice, tight, solid fit there. And would sit even better if I'd have remembered to cut that off on this side like I did the other.
Yeah, that's a very nice, tight, solid fit. A lot of things benefit from screwing every now and again. That's very true. Very true. Especially if you sit around playing with them for 3 hours every Sunday night. Right then. Barge boards on the top of this. And it looks like we very nearly have a shed roof. That's how I'm in a Finbar Saunders mood. Oh look, it's gone past 10:30, everyone. What's everyone up to this evening? Do tell, I like to hear about it. Even if I don't pay attention to the time and miss my cue. Making a new railway book, reading a new railway book, The Beauty of Old Trains by Ellis. Oh, very nice, Killian. Periodically screaming into a pillow due to unrelated stress. Sounds fun. So it sounds like great fun, Alex. Relaxing after a long social weekend. Yeah, I'd need to relax too after spending too much time being social. Car. Oh, good. We only need 2 of these on each side. Means it doesn't matter that I messed that bit up earlier. Dinner prep, tacos. Oh, very nice. Look at that. It's not me that's got the Mexican this evening, Lenny. Let's finish the LSWR Horsebox CAD. I'll pop a pic on Discord. I will look forward to seeing it. Sorting out the metadata for 200 plus new books added to my archive, almost all on military history. Ooh, those sound like interesting books. Sound like very interesting books indeed. Relaxing before work tomorrow. Boo. I approve of you spending your relaxing time here. I don't approve as much of like having to go to work and stuff. Except for the fact that I know there are terriers at your work. That's always good. And there is a link to the Discord from Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. Everyone should join the Discord. It's a great place.
Everyone's super friendly and awesome all the time, and there's never been a single argument there about anything. James not with us this evening. No. No, no. At least not that I'm aware of. Me working means more money spent in the shop. This is true. I approve of more money to go into the Gary's wages fund. In fact, look, Sophia, I pulled these off my new terrier earlier and thought, I'll take them into the shop so I can sell them to Sophia when she comes in. Because it's not like it's going to need them round me. So, just the ridge tiles to go and we have a shed. Well, it still needs windows in it, which that's not happening until after it's painted for obvious reasons. But now that it's together, my god, isn't it huge? It's so tall. It's absolutely massive. It's taller than the tree. It's as tall as the tree I want to put behind it. Absolutely huge. Does the job though, doesn't it? And now, because we're going to leave it set up, because there's not really much else we can do to it until it's ready for paint. We're going to stick some blue tack on the doors and stick them on. Spoke to a mate today, say someone from Kabul who had helped the UK forces and was on the Taliban blacklist. Excellent. Must say it has not been fun watching what is going on there, has it?
Everyone who's been put on the Taliban's blacklist that gets out is an absolute blessing, though. That's good. Model trees are usually too short to my eye. Oh yeah, model trees are always too short. There we go. Shed and coal stage in place. Which means it's time to get on with this one. The water tower. Which we do not want to be this size. Quite what size we want to make it, on the other hand. Well, I know we want it to be a 3x2, but quite how we want to cut that down. Because it was not designed for cutting down, this kit. Must be a really easy kit to build, because they don't even bother giving you instructions. He was sat in his front room here in Paderborn watching a live stream from Kabul airport to positively ID him. When he gave the go, a snatch squad was sent out, grabbed him and his family to drag inside. Wow, that is impressive. Horrible to see. Glad Frim was able to help. Yeah, it's horrendous to see what's going on there. Absolutely heart-wrenchingly horrendous. Does not strike me as the type of kit that will be particularly easy to cut down. I'm wondering if it might stay the size it is actually. It's not that big. What do we think? I think it's probably alright. Go a bit closer to the coal stage. Actually not too huge, is it? No. I think it's okay. Actually has a slightly smaller footprint than the coal stage does. It's a shame it's got a door on both sides. It would be nice to not have that. Never thought we'd see another Saigon, but here we are. Shame the soundtrack wasn't as good the second time round. Yeah. Whole story's worth of spy novel. So unbelievable that you believe it straight away. Yes. Yeah. It really is. But yeah, I think we're okay with leaving that as that. I've just realised not only does it have a door on both sides, it's got a moulded on circle for the hose on both sides. So one of those needs to come off. This one, if you hadn't guessed. More strange design decisions. Yeah, this one is wheels, not ratio, but it is still Pico. So, you know. Slightly better now. Very far from perfect, but it'll do. I don't think there's anything I can do about that door hole, though. Unfortunately. Unless anyone has any bright ideas. Wouldn't have thought Pico changed the original tooling, but I could... Oh, God, no. There's not a chance they've changed the original tooling. Pico, where kit ranges go to stagnate. They have done some rebranding, though, in their latest catalogue. Some of the old ratio wagons are now being sold under the Parkside brand. And they even note in the catalogue, used to be ratio whatever it is, next to them. Which I thought was an odd one. Hydration is important. Maybe have something leaning up against the wall covering... Ah, that's a good idea. Nothing can bodge from the leftovers from the shed? No, not a chance. The stonework is quite different. Brick it up. I thought that was Gauge Master. No. It's Pico owned Parkside and Ratio and Wheels and several others. I think Alex's idea is the best of having something leaning up against it. What we lean up against it is another matter. Because what my most ideal thing would be to have one of these quite close up against there. Because you get right against it, you can't see it at all, and it doesn't matter. But you can't really place it right against it, that's not going to work. Gauge Master have the old Hornby plastic building kits. Yes, of course they do. Yes. The Ford Hampton stuff. Gauge Master rebrand everything, though. Look at Gauge Master's range and look at what is actually something Gauge Master make. Even this, which is my track cleaner, which you can see Gauge Master branded on the wheel cleaner, sorry. Gauge Master branded on the side, is not a Gauge Master original product. It's made by a European company, and I can't remember who it is. Have a yard office. I can't really get away with a yard office against it there. Industrial, I like to have random bits and bobs, sheeting, tools, metalwork, wood, etc. lying around. Yeah, I suppose. But yeah, yard office against it's no good. If I want it up against this, up next to this, a yard office is no good. I do think something leaning on it is the right way to go here. I think I'm going to put the doors in them on both sides to stop any light bleed.
What side is the hose on? The hose is on the plain sides. So you can see there is where the hose goes, that circle. So you've got two sides that have hoses and two sides that have doors. Closed off, sheet of wood and some planks nailed across it. And ideally I'd like it to look... Oh, I forgot to cut it off. Ideally I'd like it to look like the door was never there in the first place. But there's no way my modelling skills are good enough to do that properly. Humour me, if you chopped off the ridge at the top of the walls, can you flip one side upside down so you have two plain sides next to each other? I've still got two doors then, though. But yes, it looks like they would lock together. Yeah, they would lock together quite happily. So what's your idea, Linny? Yes, but one door is towards the back scene, so invisible to the viewer. It's not invisible to the camera, though, is it? Because, I mean, the thing is, from here, I'd then have to have this one upside down to fit here. So I'd have a door like that, with a hose coming out the door. Oh yeah, just remembered a couple of ants, an oil pen, fiberglass pencil, Majiggy earlier from the, I can't read that, Alfred and LRT shop thingy at Butterley. Excellent. I approve of lots of things. Can you get the filler out and build one door? I mean, that might be the way. Oh, that's. I can try that. Once it's all dried, I can try getting the filler out, filling in the door, scribing in new brickwork. If it stonework, if it doesn't work, I can just lean something up against it. So yeah, we'll go with that as a solution. That's a point that I didn't show you all earlier. My other new purchase I came back from the shop with. I still say leaving some sheets of corrugated metal up against the wall is far easier. Oh, definitely far easier. You're not wrong there. I came home with two of these. They are South Eastern and Chatham wagons in South Eastern and Chatham livery. Late South Eastern and Chatham livery. Daypole ones that are the latest release by Simply Southern. So we got some more wagons to play with on the layout once I fit them with couplings.
Upside down door is just to cover up where the hose and connections come out of the tower under the tank. Yes. Ooh, lovely. Indeed. Oh, they look like SR wagons in SECR livery to me. Oh, shush. They're SR built SECR wagons. How's that? I am well aware of the issues with using those as pre-grouping wagons. But I can live with it. Ooh, pretty van. Indeed, pretty van. Do you want me to get some more so that you can have one? Because the shop bought 2 of those and then I bought 2 of them. All those SR vans are based on late SCR ones, or am I wrong about that? They are, Alex, and that's my point. Very close, few bits of microstrip and nobody would know any better. Yeah, but that's not going to happen. Some brick plastic sheet stuck over the top as a repair where the stone has been damaged. I mean, that also works. Unfortunately, despite being a Wheels product, this does not match the Wheels stone sheet. Otherwise, I'd use that. Alex, but the SCR ones had 3-part doors, where the later SR ones had traditional double doors. I believe you can request extra parts from Wheels. Probably. It's a bit late once I'm gluing it all together though, isn't it? It's got a real bow to it, this plastic. Lean some random junk against the wall. Why is everyone just so more complicated than it needs to be? You're not wrong, Alex. You're not wrong. But you know what people on the internet are like for suggestions. And I did ask, so... Might be worth making some spaces out of sprue to keep the building square. Yeah, but... No. Effort. I don't think it would work. The bow is very strong in this one. If anyone asks, because they've noticed, the building is bowed outwards slightly because I've put the glue on the wrong part of that. Because it's an old building with a big heavy water tank on top of it. And it's starting to give, and it's going to get some of those S-shaped windy things that pull your walls back together on it. See? Solutions for everything. But honestly, I'm not sure it's enough of a bow that people will actually notice once it's on the layout.
The other option is to get all four sides together. And then reach up here. Probably use with one more loop there. Not sure we'll get it. No, we won't. That's a shame. Just testing small skills. Scratch builder replacement base. No. I know the general consensus of this community is to overcomplicate things, but sometimes simple is best. Yeah. 6 foot tall junk pile is a terrifying concept. Small tree bush would be less scary. Be very scary at the base of these buildings. Not junk pile, 1 or 2 corrugated sheets would do fine. I fail to just lean some other doors against the door. All the more reason for a brick repair. But yeah, once it is here, and it needs to go in this gap here, a tree or bush becomes very scary for the structural integrity of these buildings. You don't want a tree growing there. Right. We need a tank now. Both sides are opposite each other. And there we go, one tank. Just imagine storing some spare corrugated sheets and tarp down between the Fell Station Water Tower. Seems perfectly reasonable for industrial site. It does seem very reasonable. Cover it with weeds growing up the wall from leaking water tower. They all want to overcomplicate it, don't they, Alex? No one wants to let it go. Now, getting this square is going to be slightly more of an issue than this. I've got one of these. So I can at least get 2 corners square. That wasn't as a way to hide the door, that was just in general. Well, we'll come to in general things when we're actually planting the buildings and decorating the buildings.
obviously we will want plant life and stuff. So that might be a good idea, because I could see that being an area where weeds would be allowed to grow. General decoration, that'd be great. Yeah. I can definitely see that being somewhere they would be allowed to grow. Maybe just have a door on the other side before the cold stages move to its present site. I mean, that's always a possibility as well. I'm not going to say no to that one. That is a definite possibility. And the thought had crossed my mind that that could be the explanation. Off the door of the South Park Quarries. It's going to be too hidden for that, like. Maybe I should just graffiti it with like a big orange Parker style coat with just some eyes sticking out of it. Please do not say yes to that suggestion. It was not serious. Is the inside of the set square not 90 degrees? The inside of the set square is 90 degrees, yes. Why? I know why you're asking. I do. I'm not going to get it once they're all not the pairs are 90 degrees. I'm not going to get it off again, am I? In theory, it all looks 90 degrees to me. They weren't bending out of shape as they were. So I thought I'd be safe without checking. Yes, that suggestion. No, I said don't say yes to that suggestion. That's better. They put them on the right way, they fit. Make sure that both sides. To make sure that both sides go all the way to the corner. There we go.
But yeah, I do think if I'm ever going to build this water tower kit again, I will probably get 2 kits because they're only a few quid. I've got a feeling it cost me about a £5. If I get 2, then I can have 3 sides that are plain. But that was quite quick to build, wasn't it? 2 more parts to add to it. One counterbalance weight that goes there, right on the edge. Water level monitoring thing, I know what it is. Honest. Yeah, would be worth it. What, I miss out on all the discussions? Yeah. Miss out on all the discussions. I know, right? Madness. Yeah, I can get in behind that, that's fine. It's really good when you put the bit you've just put glue on against your finger. I really love when that happens. Counterbalance, closes the valve again when you stop pulling. Yeah, see, I knew that. I totally knew that. There we go. The locos can now fuel, well, the steam ones anyway, can now fuel at South Park Quarry. We have loco facilities. We also have 40 minutes left. Well, they can't fuel yet. What? Squire's not here. Alright, I'm slightly ahead of you. Slightly. By which I mean the things in my hand. There we go. Now they can fuel. Happy? Just needs a man up there shoveling it, possibly a Hornby fireman. So yeah, we've now got about 35 minutes left. Shall we have a shunt? I've got all the stuff here for it. Some water in the tank too. No. Right. Wagons are on the layout. Bits of paper are in here. The question is, what loco shall we use? The Ruston or the Terrier? The Ruston is obviously designed to be a shunter. The Terrier isn't, but it's a Terrier, so... Get voting in chat whilst I couple all these up. Well, that's no good. No one's voted in chat. Ruston or Terrier? Yes. Very helpful. Very helpful indeed. Hydration is important. I mean, I'm all for pretending the new Terrier needs running in. But it doesn't, because it's second hand. I'm not convinced these couplings are going to hold, actually. We'll start with the Terrier. But if it all goes Pete Tong, we'll change to the Ruston. But that's rather nice, isn't it? But yeah, the rear coupling had completely, like, the hook had gone from being hooked up like that, it had fallen all the way down to like that. So I'm not counting on these couplings holding. They might pop out and we'll switch to the Ruston. Let's pull us some wagons to shunt. And then I will put the order up on screen again. And someone can take the helm. Right, SEC, you're not the SECR van. I wanted the LBSC van. I mean, the SECR van is in there as well, so I'm going to leave it visible.
No, don't grab them all and shift them all. Now I just need to move the invisible ones. Then I can select the whole lot and put them in the corner. It's all well and good being able to do this, but I should probably get a mouse to do it with, shouldn't I? There we go. So does anyone fancy being in charge of the shunting? Or am I doing it? That looks to me like I'm doing it then. Okay. Let's set that one correctly. Bring in the terrier. With these awkward screw link couplings. Not the nice free links that are slightly easier to do. And I mean, it is very slightly easier. Runs quite smoothly. But yeah, I couldn't believe it when the guy came in. He's like, oh yeah, I want to part exchange this. There's nothing wrong with it. I've just got bored of it. I didn't even understand the concept of getting bored of a terrier. Indeed, ooh, shunting. If you were quicker, you could have had a go. Sounds like it's probably an impulse. Oh yeah, I expect it was. Yeah, couplings on that are a bit tighter than the other ones. I'll tell you what, I can't believe how smooth a runner the Ruston is on this layout. It runs better than the Peckett does. Fun fact, I am breaking LBSC rules on how I'm operating this at the moment. They would not be happy with me. Because the rules state that in a loose fitted train where the loco has screw couplings, you should not use the loco's couplings. You should use the couplings off of the loose fitted rolling stock. Wow. So you can see there how close that wagon is to the end of the points. Is that end the toe that the switchblade's on? I don't know, I can't remember. The Terrier has hit the back of the shed. Rustons are little marvels. Ormy have done a superb job with them. They have indeed. Wonder if any other companies had the same rule. I don't know. I found it. I thought it was an odd one when I heard it. Love my little Ruston. Look forward to getting the chip I bought off a mate today fitted into it. Excellent. Mine is fitted and it's wonderful. With a Hornby chip as well. The Terrier is fitted with a Digitrax chip for an N-Gauge loco that I just happened to have. The sooner I can get... Oh, I've gone up the wrong side in as well. The sooner I can get this Thomas Meekins wagon out of circulation, the better. Certainly see some logic behind the rule. It makes sense. Free links are stronger against snatching if shunting with screw link. Presumably one doesn't screw it down every time, which puts sudden forces on where the shackles meet the screw, which is the weakest point in the coupling. I mean, yeah, but that rule applies to all loose-fitted trains, not just when you're shunting. Again, we only just made it. You can tell that this was not designed with a Terrier in mind as the shunting loco. It was designed with a Peckett in mind. That is 3 of 4 wagons correct. Still get snatching from the level of these coupled wagons, which still transmit loco. Yeah, I got that. Chip I have isn't Hornby. I don't know who it is. It has blue heat shrink on it though. But to transport it home, I had to take Wilbert with me because I wasn't taking my Ruston apart at Butterley. Fair enough. The rule dreamt up by Craven in one of his moments. I don't believe so. Right. No, I don't want to go to that one yet. I want to pick up the Stevenson Clark wagon, dump it in this siding, take the loco coal, and I've got my order. Aren't I clever?
Can you tell I've been playing shunting puzzles a lot recently? I found it much easier if you keep all the stock in the sidings coupled up. So you can just couple to the one at the end and drag them out as far as you need. No, wagon, don't derail. That would be naughty. Also, the white bit goes to pin 1, doesn't it? I know it does with 8 pin, but 6 pin I've got. It's not 100% sure. Yes, the white bit is your pin 1 marker on those. I believe what you've got there from your description is a Bachmann chip. Which is what a lot of my older terriers are fitted with. While designing these 209 individual loco concepts, Craven decided almost trains couples using elastic bands. Loco crews must wear their hats upside down, except on alternating Tuesdays. Yes, I believe that is what happened. There we go, one completed puzzle. Would anyone else like a go at working it out? If I redo the order. Cool, yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense actually. As a loco my mate bought, despite saying DC ready and not fitted, was a Bachmann loco, so probably someone matched manufacturers. I expect so. Had a longer and more complex joke in mind, but 200 character limit. Yeah, it's annoying, that limit, isn't it? Look, we've got 20 minutes left. We could easily get another shunt in if anyone wants to. I'm just going to shuffle the cards about a bit. One, two, three, 4, and 5. That is all our cards. So I shall redo the order. I would, but my brain barely functions at best of times, let alone this late at night. Fair. If I turn all those back to invisible, I find these are quite easy if you start by getting your one in the back here. Once you've got one there, it becomes significantly easier. Once you've got 2, you're only a few moves away from completing it. Right then, so Stevenson Clark. LBSC van. SECR van.
open D and open A. Then I need to grab the three invisible ones and move them out the way. And then I can grab the whole lot and move them to the top. I take it that's a no again from everyone. I'm going to remind you all, hydration is important. And since we've had the Terrier, I'm going to swap for the Ruston so that we can see both locos running. I'll try. Okay. Feel free to go ahead. So 1 at the back, 2 in the middle, 3 at the front. Tsar for Ruston. I thought you might say that. Let's see. I can't move anything else to 1. I can pick up things from 1 at the moment, but I can't actually leave anything there. You can couple up, but I can only move 3. I can move 3 wagons at a time, maximum. Indeed, a blue Ruston. It was the Express Dairies one. So with these here, what we can do is we can take up to those 3. So you just want this one and this one, yeah? Take the 3, okay. Stupid Thomas Meekins wagon. I've obviously let the track get a bit dirty. Or the Ruston's wheels, one of the two. I suppose it's more likely to be the track after using it as a workbench all night. Put them in track 3, they are on their way. Where would you like to go from here, Andy? So 2 cards in 2 and grab Thomas Meekins. Okay. I hear my mattress calling, so I'll say goodnight until next week. Okay, thank you, Paderborn. Has been great to have you here as always. Sleep well, no working too hard, etc. And I shall see you next week when we shall probably have to do some painting. My mattresses number. Okay, where next, Andy? Leave the Meekins in 2. Okay. Tell you what my next investment for this live stream needs to be. Motion tracking camera. And the LBSCR one in 2. Okay. Where next? I think I know what you're doing, and I think you're doing very well. Sounds expensive. It does, doesn't it? Get the other LBSCR from number 1. I thought that was going to be what you said. But imagine, Alex, I could start doing this and the camera would do this. Probably the camera doing that now, we can't see what's in the sidings. Well, yes, but once it's back over here. Oh, I know. You just have to make sure the cost is justifiable versus use. I'll tell you what's not cost justifiable versus use: a recording studio. But I did it anyway. Right, so we're just taking the LBSC one out of this siding, yes, Andy? Yeah, that's what I thought. No, not the middle link, the bottom link. Uncouple from LBSC on track 2, grab the unpainted in van in 1, okay. No, don't flick over on yourself, you silly thing. That's better. Oh no, yes, only 3 at a time. And very much all I can fit in the head shunt is loco and 3. So I couldn't even cheat and drag all 4. Back to track 2. Light engine or with wagons? You are very close. Go away, bot. Light, yeah, that's what I expected. I'm pretty sure you've got it, and we're going to run a little bit late so you can finish. Grab the 2 LBSC. Yep. Back to 1. Yep, I'm pretty sure you've got it. I think I've worked out how to finish it. Well, hey, see, we're all getting it. Take the PO. Don't twist the coupling round so that it won't actually stay coupled. Now is not the time to decide you're not going to fire point. There we go. Uncouple the PO. Track 2, get the unpainted wagon from 1. Okay. Move track 2, leave the unpainted in track 2. That's what I was expecting. In a little bit more. I should wait for you to tell me to do that, shouldn't I? LBSCs into track 1. Took me way too long to work out these last few relay moves. Yeah, they're the ones that get ya. Go track 3, grab Stevenson Park and the van. Take them to track 2, couple to the unpainted van, and take them to track 1. See, I knew you had it. You are quite right, Linny, and we've not had to run much over to get that completed.
which I think is absolutely fantastic. There we have one completed train. Well done, Andy. Fantastic work. I am so in love with this layout, you know. Put the loco away in the shed. So yeah, there is our progress for today, mixed with some shunting, which I really enjoyed. Great streams always do. Thank you, Alex. Very much appreciated. Well done, Andy, for having a go and completing the shunting puzzle at the end there. So if we can do more of these streams on this layout with a little shunt at the end, I will be very, very happy. Because it is very much good fun. Very fun, thank you. Excellent, I'm glad you enjoyed it. One very good looking MPD. Yeah, it's really getting there, isn't it? It's like, this end of the layout is really coming together and hiding that fiddle yard now. So I think we have accomplished that task quite well. Great stuff. Thank you, Killian. So yes, here we are at just about to turn 6 minutes past midnight UK time, which of course means we have reached the end of the live stream for this evening. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. I have had an absolutely fantastic time. I hope you have too. I have been Gary. This has been Let's Build. You've been awesome as always. Good night.